This book is called Gaston. It's written by Kelly DiPucchio, and the pictures are by Christian Robinson. This is a book about a dog, and you know how much I love dogs, right? Bella's even in here trying to, come here, Bella. Bella wants to be part of this story too. She's sitting here talking to me. But this one is not about a chihuahua like Bella. Here is the title page. It says Gaston. Mrs. Poodle admired her new puppies. Fifi, Foo-Foo, Ooh La La, and Gaston. Seems like one of those is not like the others. Would you like to see them again? Fifi, Foo-Foo, Ooh La La, and Gaston. Perfectly precious, aren't they? Mrs. Poodle thought so too. The puppies grew as puppies do. 3 were no bigger than teacups. The 4th, however, continued to grow and grow until he was the size of a teapot. Oh, look at how much bigger he is than his 3 sisters. Shh. Be quiet, Bella. Mrs. Poodle took pride in teaching her puppies how to be proper pooches. They were taught to sip, never slobber. Good. Well done. Very nice. Nice try. They were taught to yip, never yap. Yip, yip, yip. Ruff. Uh-oh, I think Gaston's having some hard times there. And they were taught to walk with grace, never race. Tip-toe, tippity-toe, whoa. The puppies were also taught how to look pretty in pink, nibble their kibble, and ride in style. Whatever the lesson, Gaston always worked the hardest, practiced the longest, and smiled the biggest. Oh yeah, look at his big smile. I would have Gaston come live with me. What do you guys think? Do you like the poodles better or Gaston better? Mrs. Poodle was very pleased with all her puppies. Fifi, Foo-Foo, Ooh La La, and Gaston. Spring arrived and the proud mother was eager to show off her darlings. She took them to the park for their very first stroll in public. There was much to see. Daffodils, ducklings, dogs. Ooh, what do those all start with? D. Oh dear, who do we have here? Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette. Would you like to see them again? Uh-oh, is there something funny going on here too? Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette. This was more than a little awkward. The mothers sized up the pups. The pups sized up one another. It seems there's been a terrible mistake, Mrs. Bulldog said, breaking the silence. Oui, oui. That means yes in French. Mrs. Poodle agreed sadly. Whatever shall we do? Mrs. Bulldog could not come up with an answer. I guess we'll let them decide, she replied at last. What do you think the mistake is? Do you think maybe these puppies need to switch? Gaston and Antoinette were young, but even they could see that there had been a mix-up. The 2 puppies began to circle around and around the group. Gaston walked with grace. Antoinette raced. Gaston yipped. Antoinette yapped. Oh my goodness, is she acting like the other little poodle puppies? And when they finally came to a stop, the puppies had traded places. there that looked right. It just didn't feel right. That evening, Antoinette tried to fit in with her new sisters, but she did not like anything proper or precious or pink. Phooey. On the other side of town, Gaston tried to fit in with his new brothers, but he did not like anything brutish or brawny or brown. Ick. Antoinette and Gaston weren't the only ones. Oh, look at Mrs. Poodle is looking at his picture. I think she looks a little bit sad. Weren't the only ones who were having a hard time adjusting. Oh, look at Mrs. Bulldog looks pretty sad too. The next morning, Mrs. Poodle forgot all about being proper and raced back to the park. Mrs. Bulldog was already there waiting with her burly brood. "It seems we've made a terrible mistake," she nearly shouted. "We," Mrs. Poodle agreed happily. This time, Gaston and Antoinette wasted no time trading places. There, that looked right, and it felt right too. Oh, everybody's back with their families. From that day forward, the families met in the park every afternoon to play. Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette taught the poodle puppies a thing or two about being tough. Likewise, Fifi, Fufu, Ooh La La, and Gaston taught the bulldog puppies a thing or two about being tender. Oh, is that so nice? They're both learning from each other. And many years later, when Gaston and Antoinette fell in love and had puppies of their own, they taught them to be whatever they wanted to be. Oh, isn't that so nice? I just love this story. I hope you guys are being just who you are supposed to be.